Good morning everyone, or good afternoon if you're watching in India. It's the Next Generational Cup for the Premier League, this year hosted at Bodymoor Heath, the Aston Villa training ground. We're currently on pitch 1 with the Aston Villa players just warming up, preparing for their first match of the competition. They'll be facing Punjab FC. I'm the commentator, Ollie Ordis, joined by my co-commentator, Ben Smith. Ben, how are you?
Very well, very excited. It's a really nice morning here in Birmingham, and yeah, looking forward to seeing how these teams fare against one another. It's a good test for everyone that's involved this week. It's really exciting. Obviously, 2 games for us today and a couple of games on the other pitch as well, but Aston Villa under-19s against Punjab, really looking forward to this one.
Yes, it's going to be very interesting. This competition has come around in the last few years. It's part of the Premier League brand to kind of expand the Premier League and get their teams to face other cultures like they do when they're playing against Punjab FC and the others today. And throughout the next 4 days, it's a competition that will span 4 days. There's a fairly different format to this competition than the others. We'll just run you through it. So all matches will be 50 minutes long, 2 lots of 25-minute halves. However, when the ball does go out of play, the watch or the time will stop, rather like rugby union style. And then, of course, at the end of the game, no matter the result, whether there's a winner or not, there will be a penalty shootout. And that will give the team that wins the penalty shootout a bonus point. Fairly interesting that, Ben, don't you think?
It is interesting. I think, you know, as Englishmen, as England fans, down the years, we can all agree that practicing penalties is a good idea at the end of any game. So, yeah, it's a good test of pressure and nerves. Obviously, those bonus points at the end of games could be crucial in deciding who goes through.
I think it's also a good idea, really. It can sound rather strange, especially if the team has won, but realistically, this is what the competition is all about. It's all about growing these players in certain situations, playing other cultures, but at the same time, like you said, having that pressure at the end of the game. And I suppose if they embed that pressure and they get used to the pressure that a penalty shootout entails, and then hopefully when they get into the senior stages of their career, it'll be something rather simple for them to comprehend. So the presenter, Grant Ibokwe, is currently down pitch side with the head coach of Punjab FC, Shankar Lal.
Hi guys, it's Grant Ibokwe and I'm here at the Next Generation Cup 2024 with Punjab FC head coach Shankar Chakraborty. How are you feeling today?
Great.
Now, we're at the Next Generation Cup. It's the first time Punjab FC have competed here. How does it feel to be competing on such a big stage?
First of all, thanks Premier League and Reliance Football for Next Cup. It's a great opportunity for us, exposure, also learning.
Amazing. There's definitely such a learning curve. You're going to be facing some amazing teams from England and South Africa. How have you set them up to face some of the best players from across the world?
We train last 1 month because of this preparation. Realistically, we don't get any real video, the present video like Aston Villa, Everton. We take previous video, but according that, and we have some Indian friends also. They suggest me something like Aston Villa, how they play, Everton, how they play. So according that, we make plan. Let's see.
Amazing. Using all your contacts around the world just to make sure you get that little edge to make sure you can do as best as possible in the Next Gen Cup. Again, this is being streamed out to millions across the world. This is such a big competition happening here in August. What do you want the viewers to know about Punjab FC and Indian football? What are they going to learn over the next couple of days?
Oh, first of all, there is a huge gap, this Europe and Asia. We came for learning. We came, give a good fight. We came as every coach said, have to win. Our main aim is have to win.
Amazing. Honestly, it's a cup competition as much as it is pre-season. Every team wants to win. Every team. Is there? I know you don't want to maybe give away some of your biggest weapons or secrets, but is there a player that maybe the fans that are watching should look out for, that you're really excited for everyone to see?
Yeah, of course. And in India now, all are waiting how Punjab FC performs, because in India, Punjab FC champion and unbeaten. So our dictionary is what I said to players: impossible is possible.
Well, very good luck today. I'm going to throw it back up to the gantry, hoping for the best for you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Grant. That was Shankar Lal, the head coach of Aston Villa's opponent for the game that kicks off at 10 a.m. Punjab FC. Interesting that it is Punjab FC's first time in this competition. Ben, do you think that'll add any needle, I suppose, to this affair?
Perhaps, and I think what bodes well for them is they've had some good preparation for this. I think they played a warm-up game recently at Tunbridge Angels, which they emerged victorious in against another youth side there. So they've come and had some good competition already against English opposition. Obviously, this is going to be a massive step up, though. It will be interesting, though. Obviously, this is Aston Villa's under-19s against Punjab's under-21s. I wonder if a couple of the older boys in that Punjab side can sort of bully their way through the game. That is a significant age gap at this level, obviously looking to sort of even the score a bit. So, yeah, really fascinated to see how physically this one fares as much as anything else.
Of course, and obviously the football scene is kicking off in India at the moment. The last 10 years it's come to prominence as one of their top sports. Of course, not the most popular sport out there, but like I said, it's something emerging from what it used to be. 2014, the India Super League was made. The current holders, Mumbai City FC. So you're really starting to see India try and make their country better in this game, and these experiences are certainly something they'll be looking forward to. They all look very excited. When we were at pitch side walking in about an hour and a half ago, we did see all the players around the pitch, and they all had smiles beaming on their faces like they're really happy to be here. It's lovely to see.
They are, and that's why it's such an honour to be here. That's why it's such a great event. Obviously, they're looking to do more of these, and it was a pleasure to broadcast to a global audience. Fans from India will be tuning in, and they'll be open to see Punjab FC give a good account of themselves and give a good account of India, who, like you say, it's an emerging football nation. They're making waves, and you look at the we can see down below us, below the gantry, how seriously they're taking this. A big huddle at the moment, a big team talk. They've not come here just to make up the numbers. They've come here to win this event and continue to put India on the map as a footballing nation.
Of course, this is being live streamed out to India, so good afternoon to all of you watching.
So I think going through the teams at this stage, Punjab FC look pretty strong.
Absolutely. Their captain in the middle of the park, Ricky John Shabong, so far just leading that team talk down to our right, Ben. You've got a huddle of all the players, staff and substitutes getting ready. Aston Villa doing the same to our left, not in the same circular shape, but each having their individual conversations. They look calm, they look composed. I think with the nature of football in this country, this is something that they'll of course take seriously, but they will be confident in their quality. You just heard there maybe from the sound effects, the Punjab FC motto. They just put their hands into the centre to finish off the team talk and get ready to start the match. As we mentioned, just behind us, we've got Everton versus Mudhoot, which is, of course, on the YouTube channel of the Premier League, broadcasted just behind us. So I'm sure they'll be taking this game just as seriously as Punjab FC.
Yeah, Aston Villa obviously a bit of a home advantage here. Look very comfortable in their surroundings, and there'll be some pride in that. They wouldn't want to come and get beaten on their home turf. So not to add any extra pressure. And what is, let's get it right, this is a competitive event. The football season proper is just around the corner. We're into August now, and these players, they're not going to want to be hanging around the youth teams too much longer. They're going to want to emerge through this, use this competitive experience and ultimately maybe break through to the 21s or the first team.
Absolutely. We've seen since the incarnation really of football in the Premier League that all it takes is an opportunity to come in, a first team player get injured, and then maybe their second player that would typically fill in that role may have some time out too, and then all it takes is a 17 or 18-year-old to pop up, and then all of a sudden they're seen as a starter. So one of these players on the pitch will be hoping that could happen to them this season, as the players are now lining up to enter the action. The captain for Aston Villa, their number 6, Adam Borland, who will be leading the line just in front of the goalkeeper Sam Proctor to our left, and Punjab to our right, led out by their captain, number 14, Ricky John Shabong. Their goalkeeper Ayush just behind him. Difference in frame, but they look like a fairly physical side. As you mentioned, they are an under-21s team. That age difference can amount to a fair bit and expand the margins in these games.
And some of these players have got international experience as well at under 20s and under 17s level, so they've played on the big stage, perhaps more so than some of these Villa boys, so another factor could prove pivotal.
Of course, you can't dispute that Aston Villa will be coming up very good opposition on a consistent basis. Punjab will be licking their lips at this opportunity to try and win a trophy on away soil against the side who possess the soil in Aston Villa, Bodymore Heath. Aston Villa looking focused down to our left as they enter the pitch of play. Behind the referees and 4th officials, it's Borland leading it for Aston Villa and Shabong for the away side. They're also they too are a physical side, Aston Villa. Possess some height just to the goalkeeper's left.
Yeah, a couple of imposing figures there. You wonder if they'll be the biggest danger at set pieces, but it looks like there's sort of 2 tall players on each side, so interesting to see how they fare from corners and free kicks in dangerous areas.
The Punjab bench looking very focused as the players just emerge into their positions. The team lineups will start with Aston Villa. So for Punjab FC, in goal, number 1, Ayush. Number 12, Usham Thangamba. Number 4, Pramveer. Number 2, Mohammed Sahil. Number 11, Mohammed Sahil. Number 3, Manav Singh. Number 14, Ricky John Shabong, the captain. Number 8, Tongbram Mahesan Singh. Number 10, Mangalen Thang Kim Jen. Number 23, Harmanpreet Singh. And number 7, Amang Dodam. Substitutes for the away side: number 21, Harpreet Singh. Number 15, Karish Saram. Number 16, Albert Thangjam. And number 18, Zaithleen Singh Torangbram. And number 20, Bobby Singh Yendram Bam. For Aston Villa, just before kick-off, number 1, Sam Lewis. Number 2, Noel Timson. Number 3, Travis Patterson. Number 4, TJ Carroll. Number 5, Thierry Katsakunya. Number 6, and captain Aidan Borland. Number 7, Caden Young. Number 8, Ewan Simpson. Number 9, Rory Wilson. Number 10, Jamal Jimo Aloba. And number 11, Ben Brogio. Substitutes Alani Edwards, Sam Proctor, the other goalkeeper, George Hemmings, Mason Kocher, Rodrigo Fortes, Charlie Pavey, Cole Brannigan, Omar Kedder and Jack Allen. So we're ready to go, Ben. Aston Villa versus Punjab FC in the first game of the Next Gen Cup at Bodymore Heath.
Yeah, we were talking before the game, we were wondering how Punjab are going to set up, and it does look like they are going to play three at the back. Looks like a very conventional 3-5-2, so that's one question potentially answered.
With three central midfielders just in front, it's a fairly defensive shape. Of course, they have got their number 12, Singh, and their number 11, Sahel, on either side of the wing-backs. That will try to give something for the wide players of Aston Villa to think about, but it will be Aston Villa to kick us off. Their number 9, Rory Wilson. Just after 10 a.m. as the whistle blows, and it's Rory Wilson who gets us off underway in Aston Villa as they look to try and start frantically down the left through number 11, Ben Brogio. The tall frames, as we were talking about just before kickoff, those two centre-halves for Aston Villa, the number 4, TJ Carroll, and number 5, Thierry Katsukunya, in the heart of that defence, who'll try to nullify any Punjab attack. Thierry Katsukunya, an under-21 for Aston Villa, so one of the older players in this squad. And then, of course, TJ Carroll, an under-18, so the old and young at this level, just sitting together in the heart of that Aston Villa defence, with Sam Lewis just behind them.
Yeah, you mentioned Punjab potentially setting up defensively. It is very compact at the moment, and you don't blame them for that. You know, they've just arrived here. You don't want to come and get blown away in the early going, so absolutely no problem of them using this first 10 minutes or so to settle in, if that is indeed what they choose to do, and not allow Aston Villa any easy opportunities early doors.
Will be something for Aston Villa to try and break down this low block. We often see it in football. Of course, it's a classic tactic for when you do play a stronger side. Always gives the attacking team more difficulty. It gets them used to playing against that low block. They'll have to face a lot in their careers.
Looked like a bit of a soft free kick, that one. Singh brought down. Just gets Punjab some early respite. Yeah, you can't do too much of that.
Just at the byline. Aston Villa may have thought they had a corner just then. But it's Ayush with the goal kick. Sahel just down this left-hand side with a lovely chested touch as he manages to take it away from Charlie Pavey. As he goes in field, this is a promising opportunity for Punjab. It's put across the box from Dodum. And the first real threat shown by Punjab, Ben.
Yeah, it's good to see some attacking intent from them. One thing you will get from these wing-backs is energy up and down the pitch. It's going to be a tough job for them today in this sweltering heat. But obviously, that's not something they're unaccustomed to.
Nice that it has started to shine. On the way here, it was torrential rainfall, so there may be a bit of water in the pitch.
Probably would have been a good idea to put the clock on the other side so everyone can see it.
That was a good touch from their number 11, Mohamed Sahel, which opened up that opportunity for Dodum to run onto in front of him. They did look energetic going forward there, and it all came from that goal kick. So Ayush showing his distributive qualities. It's threaded out to this right-hand side.
Yeah, what you would say is Punjab have settled in pretty nicely. That's always the first job, the first task. And they've weathered that early little spell of possession Villa had.
It's Pavey who just tries to clear it away, and this time it's lofted over to the number 9, Rory Wilson.
Here you see the two tall centre-backs making their way forward for this throw-in, so you wonder if you might see one launch into the box.
Using it like a set piece, these throws. Aidan Borland the furthest back with his number 8, Ewan Simpson. Here is Simpson. Clipped away from Doden, which took the direction out of that switch from the Villa number 8. Picked up by the left back, Travis Patterson, another under 18 in this Aston Villa side. Lovely switch there down to Pavey. Young turning round, trying to run rings round Sahale. Villa just playing it patient round the back, playing it from right to left, left by Patterson.
Yeah, Punjab definitely happy for Villa to have the ball in these areas, make them thread the eye of a needle if they're going to break them down.
Pavey with a spring and a step into Young as he just takes it around the inside of Sahale. He's unable to execute that final pass, and it allows Punjab to get forward. And look at the bodies down this left-hand side of Sahale once again, linking up with Doden. We saw it in the first few minutes, and we're seeing it again now. Sahale, poor pass. Borland will take that all day long, but it's lost out again to the number 10, Kipgen. Sahale, quick feet, up against Davey. Good challenge right at the byline, and the referee blows his whistle for a goal kick. Always very satisfying when you make a brilliant challenge and the ball then goes your way. Not conceding a corner, and this all almost started an Aston Villa attack down that left-hand side.
Yeah, but it looks like Dodem and Sahale are going to be the biggest threats for Punjab. It's all coming down this left-hand side at the moment. Both look pretty quick and linking up nicely.
Omang Dodem, a striker, playing on that left-hand side. Sahale, typically a left winger, but occupying a more defensive role. But so far, you wouldn't have thought that when they're in the attack.
No, and Dodem's keeping very busy. He's just gone to press on the opposite side of the pitch there, so going to have his work cut out for him if he's going to be the one leading the pressing as well as the attacks.
He's an agile frame, one of the smaller players on the pitch this game. Quick feet so far has proven something for Villa to think about. Here's their number 14, Hemmings.
Seen a couple of times Villa get a bit crowded out in that midfield area. Obviously, Punjab looking to exploit that.
Avey with a lovely ball through to Young. Brilliant feet. Just couldn't quite have that final touch. Goal kick Punjab.
Yeah, they do look well organised, have to say. Definitely come here with a plan. You know, they've worked hard to get to this competition. They're not just going to show up without a clear vision for how they're going to try and win the event.
Long ball played there from their number 4, Pramveer, on the left side of that back three. First shot on goal, and it's Punjab that have it. Their number 23, Harmanpreet Singh. No real power on that strike. Easy for Sam Lewis to just collect.
Yeah, but again, it's all coming down this left-hand side. Punjab clearly targeting that area. You wonder if Villa might double up, offer Charlie Pavey some help back there, because he's faced some difficult situations.
First real opportunity for Aston Villa as it's threaded across the box, picked up by Young with his chest, but it fell awkwardly. Went up in the air, which made it hard for him to try and get that second touch down and compose himself in front of goal, and then he gives away a foul on this near side, and Punjab have a free kick.
That was really good from Sahale. Really tenacious, got his body in the way. made the decision easy for the referee.
It's Travis Patson. Just had room open up for him in the Punjab penalty area. Here he is again. Punjab just keeping their shape as Patson changes direction into the number 11 for Villa. Ben Brogio hasn't seen much of the ball so far. Most of the play, like you were saying, has come down the Punjab left, but also down this near side in general. We've seen a lot of Young having a go and being one of Villa's outputs when it comes to the attacking phase. Here's Patson making a nice run, but just had a few orange shirts around him to take the ball away. And they do that again, sloppy pass. You could see the idea there from Ewan Simpson, who just tried to thread a ball through.
Again, just so many bodies for Punjab in the way. It's very difficult for Villa at the moment to break through that low block. We did wonder if Punjab might make life difficult in these opening moments. And they've given a good account of themselves. And again, it's Sahel.
Brilliant run, giving Davey a run for his money, literally. And forcing him to make the foul. One of the players of the game so far in this opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, you wonder if he can keep this up for the whole game. He looks exhausted already. I'm not surprised. He's been the most influential player for Punjab at both ends of the pitch. Absolute engine. Bombing down this left flank as he comes over for some well-deserved water.
Another thing that's interesting about this competition as well, of course, we've got 3 more days after today of non-stop football for these sides. So it'll be really interesting to see the progression of the teams, to see which players stand out. So far, Sahel is standing out in these opening 10 minutes. That's collected by Sam Lewis. The ball played in from the number 8, Tongbran Singh. Too high for any player in orange to try and get their head onto it. Now it's brought forward by Villa.
Again, Punjab quickly into their shape. Really well organised.
Was 10 minutes gone, still 0-0. Now Aston Villa have a chance to try and open the scoring, and you could argue it'd be a run against the run of players. It's struck low, and it falls to their number 9, and they do get the first goal. 10 minutes gone. And it's their number 9, Rory Wilson, who strikes it into that bottom corner.
Yeah, it was actually a really unfortunate one for Punjab. Just saying how difficult they were to break down. And it actually came off a little ricochet, and it just fell really kindly for Aston Villa. And even as it comes back in, it just falls kindly for Wilson, but then he still has a lot to do to sort his feet out. And then, I mean, he makes the finish look easy, but it's not. Goes through a lot of bodies. Keeper has no chance. Hard and low into the bottom corner. And you wonder now how Punjab will respond to that.
Brilliant composure from Wilson, as you mentioned. The amount of bodies around him to find that space and to slot it home. That was a moment for Aston Villa. So far, Punjab have looked the more threatening going forward. But all Rory Wilson needed was one opportunity. And he's got the first goal, I believe, of the Next Gen Cup. Of course, we do have Everton Mahut behind us, but I haven't heard any goals go in as of yet. I've just looked round and it still is goalless, and it's Rory Wilson again with the acrobatics. It wasn't the goalkeeper required to make the block. In fact, it was one of the defenders, and Punjab tried to break forward. They win a foul. My word, what a goal that would have been, Ben.
Yeah, really, it was not easy to get a good contact on that. I mean, it was a brilliant ball in initially from Caden Young, obviously slightly behind Wilson, obviously full of confidence after his goal just a moment ago. And yeah, that was a lucky escape, really. Punjab could have been 2 in a minute.
That would have really been a sucker blow. One for Rory Wilson to celebrate. A bagger brace in the same amount of minutes. Remains 1-0. Borland. Into Simpson. Now here's the right back bombing up the field.
Just wonder if that might kill Punjab's spirit a little bit. Villa might just start to go through the gears. They're passing on a bit more purpose now, a bit more direct.
just as that pass goes out of play. It was the left centre-back, TJ Carroll, who tried to find a player on this right-hand side, just overhit that one. Of course, with this competition, it can either be roll-on, roll-off subs. We are going to see our first substitution, and it is going to be the number 18, Zethaleen Tarangbram, who comes on. The rules of the competition are the managers of either side can request for the referee to either have roll-on, roll-off subs for them, or they can either bring on one sub for the rest of the game. Captain. Villa are pressing well here down that right-hand side for them. Sahel just tries to use his skill to nutmeg Davey.
Yeah, Punjab are looking to exploit the rules, as you just said, or utilise them to the best of their ability. It looks like early changes, keep the rotation going. You know, if they're going to have a chance to get back into this game, the energy needs to stay high.
Absolutely. Also got the number 20, Bobby Singh, Yendram Bam. Looks like he's about to come on as he just ties his shoelaces. Punjab have a free kick again on that far side.
You wonder if they might abandon the three at the back. Obviously, it would be a bold move this early, but whether the plan was to try and keep it tight, and yeah, it does look like. Wonder if Sahel might make way. He was bombing up and down that left flank. It's actually not. It's going to be Preet Singh.
23. So we'll be seeing them come back on. Introduced into the action, quarter of an hour gone, technically 10 minutes left of this first half. Found out the half-time talks will happen on the pitch.
It's lacking composure there, Punjab, trying to play their way out. Need better quality in those situations. That's more like it.
Lovely idea, as it was almost executed tremendously well for Yendambram. Instead, Aston Villa starting to show some sort of professionalism here in their game management. Of course, they will be coming up against much better opposition on a consistent basis, but so far it's been fairly level, although the difference has been down to Aston Villa's number 9, Rory Wilson. There's been a couple of standouts so far. Those are the strikers you want. You just get one opportunity and they take it, and Rory Wilson has done just that.
Yeah, Punjab's plan was working pretty well until then. The goal came kind of out of nothing. Like I said, it was a bit of a ricochet. It just fell kindly for Villa. Punjab will be feeling a bit unfortunate, but what they got to do is stay in it now. Can't afford to go 2 down.
As heads can then drop significantly. They've shown spirit so far. Way forward, cut out by Simpson, who was fouled, and Aston Villa have a free kick. More of a set-piece area.
You're just seeing the quality start to show from Aston Villa. Certainly look like good front runners at the moment. They'll be looking to press home this advantage. They'd love another one before the break. You wonder when you might start to see some changes from them. Obviously a hectic schedule these next few days.
Absolutely. Just with games later at 3 p.m. today. So far the concentration is on Aston Villa and this set piece. Here's the captain, Borland. As this looks like a training ground set piece, Wilson was lurking. Borland played a nice clipped ball towards Patterson. It does end up being a Punjab goal kick.
Yeah, Borland's probably the one player for Villa you'd say has got that bit of quality. He can pull off something like that. Lovely little dink ball over the top. He's been impressive in possession in these first 17 minutes or so.
Number 12, no. Singh on that far side, just tried to let it run through him to open up room down that right-hand side, but once again, it's another throw-in for Villa. Patterson in towards Brogio. Hasn't really seen much of the ball compared to his colleagues like Young on the other side, on this near side even. They're playing down this way too. Davey. Tall frame of their number 4, TJ Carroll, fizzing one in to Hemmings. Have tried to move it forward, but it's just a loose touch from the man who was introduced recently, Yenden Brahm. Borland into Simpson. Tries to play an inside pass to Young. Davey picks up the clearance. Aston Villa tried to start something again, but that's short-lived with that switch intercepted. Lovely ball through the legs of Carroll. His centre-back colleague, Katsukunya, deals with it well. Good work between both centre-halves there for Villa, Ben.
Yeah, it was a good idea, though, from Yenderam. He knew he had to play that first time if it was going to have any chance of making its way through to Dodum. Giving away some cheap free kicks at the moment, though, Punjab.
9 and Orange 3 on the far side. You're just having a bit of a tussle together. Just keep an eye on. No card.
So free kick on this near side. The Young was fouled. He's going to be the man over this one. In fact, he's not. It's going to be Brogio who comes over to this near side to try and have or make his mark on the game. Goalkeeper for Punjab, Ayush, just organising his players in front of him. Thread of Villa shirts just in front of that orange wall.
Poor delivery.
Cleared away. They'll be happy with that, Punjab, as they're managing to hold on well. It did look like just after Rory Wilson netted the first and only goal that they could have made it 2 in a matter of minutes. Fortunately for Punjab, they managed to hold on, and they're still in this game, although Aston Villa have grown into it. After the first 10 minutes, Punjab looked the livelier of the two. As we mentioned, Aston Villa starting to show their qualities in game management after they just worked out how Punjab have approached this first half. Lovely ball out to Young from the goalkeeper, Lewis. Davey into Simpson as he just lets the ball run across his body, allowing Punjab to pounce and try and get forward. That's a lovely touch, putting the ball through the legs of the Villa defender, but it's cleared up well by TJ Carroll. Brilliant work there from the number 7 of Mank, Dodum. Here's the other substitute, threading it in to Dodum, who opened up that first opportunity as they just managed to get bodies forward there through Dodum and his brilliant run. He couldn't quite execute that finish, Ben.
Yeah, mistake there from the goalkeeper, Sam Lewis. Punjab almost got too excited. They didn't know what to do with it. And an uncharacteristic error there from Dodum to miss control. Kipton did just take a bit too long for my liking. But everything good for Punjab is coming through Dodum. My only issue is he's often a bit isolated. Obviously, they had numbers forward there off the mistake from Lewis, but I think Dodum just needs a bit more support up there. He can't take on this entire Villa defence by himself.
I suppose it's a tricky one. You come to Bodymoor Heath, you're up against the hosts, you want to defend, but at the same time, when you get an opportunity, you also want to take it. But they're just unable to, isolating Dodum up front, but also maintaining that shape at the back. They just need to improve their transitions a bit better, also be smarter with them. But this is an opportunity for Rory Wilson as he looked to take it past the Punjab defender. It's picked up by Simpson quickly as he takes it round. Well, he tried to take it round the captain, Shabong. He gets a corner out of it.
Yeah, Wilson's really got an eye for goal. He only had one thing in his mind when he picked that one up. But a really important intervention. Again, Punjab just sort of clinging on, just trying to stay in this. Obviously, had the chance just now, but every time Villa come forward now, they're starting to look a bit more dangerous, and a lot of it is coming through Wilson. He's making some really good runs off the shoulder as well. Not quite been picked up yet.
First corner for a while, and once again it's Brogio with the delivery. Ball and lurks. Davey furthest back for Villa, but all Punjab players deep into the Aston Villa, their own box, I should say. Short corner to Boland. Looks like another set-piece training drill, and can they make the most of it? Young, a good save, but it's kept alive. Wilson for another chance of a brace, and the ricochet from that clearance looked like it could have even gone into their own net. Sahel, the man who started the game well, who's had a bit of a quiet spell in the last 10 minutes, drives forward, but Aston Villa gobble that up through the main man, George Hemmings, in that centre midfield role. He clears it up nicely. Good work there from Hemmings.
No idea how Wilson's not put that in right in front of goal. Just completely snatched at it. We're disappointed with that. He's been really lively, obviously has got his goal already, but that was a much easier chance and somehow just couldn't get any meaningful contact on it.
Heavy pass to Patterson, which requires him to dart to the ball to the byline. Punjab goal kick, and it will be a Punjab substitution, their third of the first half. Of course, we take it this will be their roll on, roll off option. That's their 16. Albert Thangjam will come on. It's the number 10 who comes off. Mangalangthang Kipjan. What have you made of Kipjan so far, Ben?
Yeah, he's been good. Just maybe frustrated not to have a bit more of a attacking threat, but I think you could say the same for a lot of the Punjab players. But his defensive work has been exemplary. But you're just starting to see Aston Villa now produce some moments of quality. That clip ball in just a moment ago from Simpson was beautiful. I thought for all money that Hatsakunya was going to glance it in. And Wilson obviously should have scored himself, but just an important few minutes now for Punjab. I think that was probably in the manager's mind when he made that change.
Aston Villa, of course, still with all starters on the pitch. Punjab with the 3 substitutes are thrown out straight into the direction of Carroll. Wilson with the back heel. Young trying to find Hemmings. Looked like it was good feet from the number 18, Aaron Bram. Aston Villa have an opportunity here. The Punjab box.
They're just getting into the area far too easily from a Punjab perspective, Aston Villa, and a lot of it is coming from Caden Young, who's putting more pressure on the Punjab defence here. Grown into the game as it's gone on, Caden Young. A couple of really good deliveries into the box, and he's clearly quick and tenacious.
I like to use 2 wingers who cut in, with Brogio on the left, with his right being the stronger foot, and you can obviously see Caden Young favours his left on this right-hand side. Almost put under pressure there, or he was put under pressure from Dodum. Up there by himself once again. Sam Lewis read the situation well.
Yeah, that was much better from Lewis. Made a mistake about 5 minutes ago, but that was really confidently done. Could have got awkward for him. Not sure he wanted that back pass, but get it he did, and certainly atoned for his earlier error.
Lovely link up down that left-hand side between Brogio and Patterson as he bursts into the box. Wilson's there, couldn't keep it under his spell. He'll be frustrated there. He's only about 8 yards out, and once again Sahel looking up and darting forward infield and laying off a lovely pass to the skipper. They tried to work it through. What a goal that is from Punjab. From defence to attack, it's slotted home pristinely by Umang Dodum, who we've said has looked isolated at times, but he certainly didn't there. Excellent work from their main men. You had Sahel linking up with Shabong, and Dodum to just clip it into that far corner. A brilliant goal, Ben.
Yeah, and it all comes from Sohail. He's had a few minutes off, as we mentioned, but he just carries the ball beautifully. And then everything from there is executed absolutely expertly from Punjab. All three passes, this through ball there, and that touch, the first time finish, just to prod it past the keeper from Dodom. And he's deserved that for his work rate and for his never say die attitude, for his energy that he showed throughout this first half. He's been isolated at times, but you know, he gets his chance and he takes it. Punjab, perhaps fortuitously in the balance of play, are on level terms.
I would say absolutely. Punjab have certainly offered more excitement going forward in this game. Aston Villa being the more technical of the sides, and I would say that's a theme when you think about English football compared to football overseas. England's very technical now, and that's a lovely ball. Wilson heading it over, unable to keep it down. But England's very technical, very tactical, and you can see Aston Villa playing that way. But when Punjab go forward, there's just a flair about them, an agility, where they're just able to glide forward, and it's beautiful on the eye. From defence to attack, that was a magnificent goal for Punjab. And of course, Aston Villa's goal was expertly and technically brilliant.
The belief that that will give Punjab as half-time draws closer is absolutely palpable. If they can just keep their heads for this next minute, get in level, or maybe better.
Starting to get quite physical here, Punjab, as they have a couple of slide challenges. Aston Villa still come away with it through Katsukunya. Davey put under pressure by Yendam Brahm.
I'm a massive fan of Dodom. Always looking for an edge, playing off the shoulder at times, so alert, so quick, never gives up on a loose ball. Really impressed in this opening period.
Absolutely, there'll be plenty of talking points about these players at half-time, which approaches us in 20 seconds, of course. Timer has stopped for the time the ball has gone out of play. Half-time will be announced shortly. Punjab have a free kick. What a chance this could be. Turn the game on its head following Rory Wilson's goal in the opening 10 minutes. Punjab's goal. Brilliant counter-attacking work. That levelled it. Sounds like that is half-time. Play still resumes. Aston Villa will try to make the most of this attack, but that's brilliant work. Dispossessed Villa, but Borland tries to keep it alive. Wilson playing a fairly left-sided attacking role. He still hugs the touchline. You've got Hemmings just around the D area playing in that centre-forward position. So they play it out to this right-hand side. Aston Villa with one last chance to go into the break and reinstore their one-goal lead. Young, two orange shirts going over to him as he has been a handful, and they had to foul him there. You could hear on the mic him just get shoved over, but he's back up on his feet as the ball's now on that left-hand side through Brogio. Brogio taking it to the byline, and it just ripples the top of the net, and that is the end of the first half. Punjab started off brightly, but then Rory Wilson gave them a sucker punch in the 10th minute as he slotted home an expert finish. But then towards the final 5 minutes, Punjab, against the run of play at that point, managed to break down the left-hand side through Sahel, linking up with the skipper, and then it was expertly slotted home by their number 7, Dodum. We'll now go over the first half highlight and show you the magnificent goals that were scored by both sets of players. Here, coming from the centre, there's Borland, who had a brilliant first half at points, didn't he, Ben?
He did. He's definitely the most creative player in the Villa lineup, playing that deep line midfield position. But there's the goal there from Wilson. Made no mistake. He's obviously had a few more chances since, but that got the ball rolling after a pretty tight 10 minutes, and the game really opened up after that, and we've been treated really to an entertaining opening period. And maybe if the ball didn't ricochet kindly for Villa there, we wouldn't have had such a thing.
Got to say though, it's marvellously anticipated by Wilson. The ball managed to come to him unexpectedly from that ricochet. Then he managed to compose himself in seconds. Real striker's instincts, but what a goal this was as well from Punjab. A lovely ball played into Dodum, first time finish in between the right back and right centre back for Villa. Look at this from Sahel. Arguably the best player on the pitch, most exciting player in that first 25 minutes. But the ball into Dodum as well, that's got to get some praise.
Everything about that goal was brilliant. I don't know if we'll see a better goal all week, because not only does Sahel carry the ball so far forward, I mean, we've seen him bomb up and down the pitch all morning, but he has the wherewithal then to cut inside and pick out Shabong. And once he picks out Shabong, he doesn't stop there. He continues his run, which drags a defender and opens up the room for Shabong, who got his head up, and he picked out the run of Dodum. And I wondered if Dodum was going to take a touch, but instinctive finish. And you have to say, it's all set up for a really exciting second half.
Absolutely. Villa, as hosts, they'll be wanting to get themselves under winning ways. They won't want to drop points at any part. They'll be eyeing the trophy come Sunday, which will be played at 6 p.m. at the Loughborough University Stadium, but still a long way to go till then. Of course, behind us, we've just had Everton and Muthoot finish. That was goalless, so both sides drawing. It's a score draw here. A 0-0 draw behind us.
Yeah, I just got a glimpse of former Everton left-back Leighton Baines down on the bench there.
I'll have to go up and say hello after the game.
Absolutely.
He'll be giving them plenty of set-piece discussions. What a left foot he had back in the day. Well, of course he still does. To suggest it back in the day is an insult to one of England's best left-backs. And as well, penalties. That's another point we've got to talk about, Ben. Of course, every game will end in a penalty shootout in the group stages to give the players an opportunity of a bonus point. So whoever wins, they still have an opportunity to make that win even sweeter by getting a bonus point and winning the penalty shootout.
And that, let's not underestimate how important those might be. I mean, both games at half-time are level. Now, you might see a few draws. It's 25 minutes each way. Of course, allowing for a bit of extra time with the ball going out of play and the clock stopping. But if we get a lot of draws, these extra points for the penalty shootouts could be the difference between making it through to that final at Loughborough and getting on the first flight home. So I'm just really impressed with how Punjab got themselves back into the game, because it did look ominous at one point. Once Wilson did break the deadlock, you did see Villa go through the gears. You started to see Borland have more time on the ball. You started to see some more panache from Ewan Simpson as well. And I thought Caden Young had a really impressive first half. He's a threat down that right-hand side. And it was difficult to see a route back into it for Punjab. But as we said throughout, if they were going to find a route back in, it was always going to come through Sahel. And as we also said, Dodum just needed a bit more support, and Shabong was the man to provide it. They came forward in numbers in that transition, and that's got to be the blueprint. You can sit deep, you can absorb the pressure, but you've got to have something about you going the other way, and until that moment, they didn't really have it. I mentioned Dodum being isolated. You get bodies forward, they've clearly got the quality to pick out that final ball and ultimately find the net.
Well, it'll give them so much confidence going into this second 25. even if you're an underdog, to say they're an underdog may be unfair. But when you've got those handful of players that can make a transition look so exquisite like they did there, it can give the rest of the side confidence in their defending, in their shape. And when they do get the right players in the right positions, they've got the footballing intelligence to do what Doden did, to carry on their run, to play that way, and certainly give that back line more reassurance, knowing that if they do keep goals out, they'll probably go on to win this game.
It's all about finding that balance between being sensible, being compact, and then being brave at the other end. You know, and I can't imagine
brave.
It was, and I can't imagine the pressure these guys must be feeling. You know, millions of people watching around the world. You know, this is by far the biggest event that a lot of these players would have competed in, and to come up with a goal of that quality, like I said, I love that sort of goal where several players are involved and there's so many moving elements to it, and there's, you know, runs that drag defenders into unfavourable positions, opens up the space. It was really top level football, and that moment alone, like you say, can really put a spring in Punjab's step heading into the second period, and they'll fancy it.
As the manager Shankar Lal said to our presenter Grant Ibokwe, this is their first time in this competition, and they look right at home. It's interesting seeing this dynamic between the technicality of Aston Villa and the flair of India and the Indian side, Punjab FC. It'll be interesting to see how the other sides fare. Of course, you've got Medhoop behind us, currently drawing 0-0 to Everton. But then you've also got East Bengal FC, who will be covering at 3 p.m. on the same pitch. They face Crystal Palace. And then on the other pitch, you've got South African side Stellenbosch versus Tottenham Hotspur. There's still 2 games to come. 16 games overall. So far, this game is proving to be an exciting one. Maybe when you look at these games and you look at Villa and you understand that England do have a rich footballing history, and maybe there could be a bit of an entitlement, or not necessarily an ego, but certainly an entitlement there, thinking we've got the players, we've got the backing, we've got the infrastructure to be able to beat these teams. But so far, Punjab have turned up and they've really given Aston Villa a run for their money, and it's really exciting to see how they play their game. It is much more fiery, it's more flair, and on the eye, that's brilliant to see. England very technical, Aston Villa still, though, playing well, but Punjab certainly exciting on the eye, making this game very exciting one.
And not to be too critical of Aston Villa, but there is a difference in the body language and the energy and the excitement. You know, the Punjab youngsters were here early, taking photos around the facility, whereas this is just another day at the office for these young Villa players, and they can't help that, of course, and they deserve to be here, and you know, they may well go on and win this game. They've certainly dominated possession, but this is almost a cup final for Punjab. Obviously, they've got a lot of games this week, but you want to kick off the tournament with a bang. You know, they've got good momentum after that win against Tunbridge Angels, their youth side. So yeah, really interesting to see the difference in motivation. But Aston Villa under-19 certainly shouldn't be taking this lightly. I know it would mean a lot to those players to lift the trophy on Sunday, but they got to up it a bit. They got to up the energy. I think the quality, as you said, is there. The technical ability is clear for all to see, especially from the likes of Borland and Simpson. It's got to make it count.
Well, it's a big 25 minutes. How will Punjab react to that first half? A brilliant first half. Maybe not completely perfect, as it does, or it is 1-1. It's the number 9, Rory Wilson, who opened the scoring in the 10th minute. That set Punjab back, and you thought after the next couple of minutes that we witnessed after that, Villa could end up really burying a few past Punjab, but they showed their class. Looks like there's going to be a couple of substitutions made for Aston Villa. Looks like it's their number 18, Cole Brannigan, and 19, Omar Kedder, who come on. They both look like wide players. I believe it's the number 19, Kedder, who jogs over to that right-hand side, and it's going to be Brannigan on this left, the number 18. As well as that, there's another substitution. The number 15, Mason Kocher, who comes on. So it certainly looks like there's a change in personnel all round the pitch, in fact.
Yeah, I think that's sensible from Villa. I think the energy levels of Punjab as they were constantly rotating in that first half maybe was the difference in those last few minutes. Obviously, they got the route back into the game there. You know, a shame to see Caden Young go off. I thought he was really bright on that right-hand side. I'm looking forward to getting a closer look at the left-back, though. Travis Patterson for Aston Villa. I thought he got forward pretty well. An imposing figure at left-back. But he's got good pace about him. Looks to get forward.
I suppose another thing about this competition as well, although there is silverware at the end of the week, it's still a chance for the managers to use their whole squads. They've still got plenty of football to play, albeit it is shorter halves. Of course, Villa play Stellenbosch tomorrow at 10 AM. But it gives an opportunity, a run out for these substitutes coming on, for Aston Villa to really get an idea of who could be in the starting lineup for their upcoming season. It's going to be Punjab to get us off underway. Another substitution. Looks to me there's been 4 substitutions made. Just to recap them. Number 19, Omar Kedder, has come on, a wide player with 18, Cole Brannigan. The other man making way, or has come on, is number 15, Mason Kocher, and number 12, Elani Edwards, who has slotted in to that right centre-back role. That's Elani Edwards. And there's been a 5th. Sorry to give this to you in such a discombobulated manner, but the new man on that far right-hand side in the back line has come on as well. I'll announce the substitution just when we see the number. But Elani Edwards is the new centre half as he's come on for Thierry Katsakunya. The start of the second half any minute from now. The referee just waiting to blow his whistle, and he does so now as it's Punjab scorer Dodum who gets us off underway in the second 25. Aston Villa with a point to prove to try and get back in front. A fresh batch of substitutions. They're obviously doing theirs differently to Punjab. Either you can have the roll on roll off method or have a permanent substitution. And Aston Villa have opted for the latter, and here's one of them. Elani Edwards linking up with the new right back, but here's one of the players that started who had a good first half. George Hemmings got himself in some good positions, tall frame in that central attacking role in midfield. Here's Patterson with Brannigan lurking around him. One of the substitutes linking up with the captain Borland. To Hemmings. It's Kedders just on that right-hand side. There is Hemmings. Popping up in a pocket of room. Forced backwards. Seen that a lot from Villa. Punjab's shape, their 5 at the back structure when they're out of possession. Seen Villa unable to really try and put any balls into the box and find the likes of Rory Wilson, who's kind of popped up all over the place. Of course, he was in the box at the right place at the right time in the 10th minute, Ben. But I remember seeing him pop up on the left at some point. Maybe a quite versatile forward.
Yeah, very active, and he, as I mentioned in the first half, he does look to get in behind. He is making those runs off the shoulder. Aston Villa have just been maybe reluctant to play that ball behind the Punjab back line for him.
There's Katsakunya playing it back. TJ Carroll, who made way for the man on the ball, Samuels. Here he is. Arnie Edwards just threading it out to Katsakunya, who's playing fairly left down this near side. Here is another one of the substitutions dispossessed, Kocher.
Yeah, we're seeing a very similar start to the second half as we saw to the first. Punjab sticking to that low block, trying to make life difficult for Villa, forcing them to come up with something special to break them down. And a lot of new players on the pitch. Maybe just looking to get to know each other in terms of how this game's going to pan out for them.
Punjab still yet to get really a hold of the ball in the opening 3 minutes here. Aston Villa just enjoying the ball, trying to conjure up a second opening. Punjab will have confidence following the end of that first half. They're happy to sit back. Transitional goal where they managed to just play from defence to attack will, of course, give them confidence, knowing that they can play like this and still be bold in the attack and try and get something from this. Shabong's just dispossessed there by the very tall frame of Katsukunya. He's locked the ball so far down this left-hand side, like a left back almost. Here's Hemmings helping out his side. Lovely switch over to Simpson. Here's Kedder having his first taste of the ball and first taste of the next generation cup after he came on for Caden Young for this second half. Brannigan.
It's a bank of 5 and a bank of 4 in front for Punjab. Absolutely no secret about how they're trying to get through these first 3 minutes of the second half. And the longer they stay in it, the longer they'll believe they can nick it.
5 players dueling as Patterson keeps it in well on the touchline. It does take a touch off of number 12, Singh. So Patterson with a throw in their final third.
Yeah, and I mentioned in the first half, the tall guys striding forward. This time it looks like it will be launched in.
That's disappointing. Patterson very annoyed and frustrated. You can hear his frustrations at the 4th officials. Always frustrating for the player more than anything, and the fans, of course. And you have an opportunity, especially in the final third, and it goes begging due to a foul throw. But here he is, Patterson, with a point to prove. Puts it in, fizzes one low, unable to make its way into the box as it's blocked, and they have the corner, the first corner of the second half.
Yeah, might have been better off trying to stand that up there, Travis Patterson. He was in a really good position. Maybe just took a bit too long to deliver the cross, and then when it did come, it was too low.
No, Borland, right arm raised. Aston Villa have their first real opportunity to try and get back into the lead. Once again, a foul will really frustrate them. That's twice on this near side where they've had an opportunity. We've seen they like to try and use their throw-ins by getting bodies in the box. The same with the corner. That's a high foot from Katsukunya. A poor challenge, it has to be said, on Punjab's goal scorer Dodum. Yeah, he's still down and has to seek some medical help, which is never good to see.
No, that will sting. He's a bit unlucky, I feel, there, Katsukunya. I mean, of course, he makes contact with Dodum's head, but it's not as if his foot is particularly high. You had Dodum diving down to make the header. It was just an unfortunate collision, I felt, but you often see those given, especially to the players defending the situation.
There's going to be more substitutions with the roll-on, roll-off, and guess who we're seeing back on the pitch? One of the main men for Punjab. It's their number 11, Mohamed Sohail. Brilliant opening of the game. Looked so lively, and then had his part to play by getting the assist of the assist for that man there, Dodum, as he comes off temporarily.
Yeah.
And the other man to make an appearance is the number 23, back on. He started the game, Harmanpreet Singh will look to be finishing it too. We have 20 minutes left.
Yeah, I think you had it right there when you said temporarily. I'd be very surprised if that's the last we saw of Dodom, and I got very excited as I saw Sahel re-enter the pitch. It's a shame he's on the opposite side to where we are, but they're clearly doing it in stints. You know, he's going to probably give us 5 or 10 minutes of pure energy, maybe have a couple of minutes rest and come back on. That's how they've done it so far.
It's an interesting dynamic when we talk about the two footballing sides. Aston Villa, of course, believe in their approach of having a permanent substitution, but then Punjab will happily temporarily replace players. Which would you say may be more beneficial, Ben, or what are your opinions on both options?
Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see in the last 20 minutes or so who sort of gains the advantage. It's a bit like when you're watching a Grand Prix and you have, you know, some on a 1-stop, some on a 2-stop, and you know, it's all very close at the end. So two different approaches. I think that's the beauty of this competition and this format. That's an extra tactical element that managers can think about, and yeah, it certainly proved beneficial for Punjab in the first half, but whether that can be sustained over 50 minutes is yet to be seen.
Of course, we will be able to come to a real conclusion after the game, but also at the end of the tournament. We've still got 3 other overseas sides in East Bengal, Multut and Stellenbosch, so whether they'll deploy the same tactic is yet to be seen. Of course, we do have Everton versus Multut just behind us. Maybe it's playing into Punjab's hands. That's something to be thought about, and this is where you may have a bit of an issue with both pitches being right behind one another. The ball cleared away. Typically you'd see it go into the stands. Instead it's gone on to the pitch Everton and Mahuta currently playing on, and it's even in play for that game. So here's Kedda into Edwards. As Wilson tries to pop up and make something happen, falls back to Kedda. A lovely little clipped ball into Wilson, but an even better challenge from Punjab. Excellent defending there, Ben.
Yeah, last-ditch stuff, really important. You don't want to let Wilson have an opportunity to strike at goal. He's punished them once. That was a really important tackle, and they're going to have to defend for their lives, Punjab.
So another corner, the second for Aston Villa. The last, of course, resulted in a slight injury for Punjab, and misses the intended targets and finds its way out onto this near side as Hemming, lovely turn, tries to keep the ball against a real press from those orange shirts, threads it across to Kocher.
That was brilliant from George Hemmings. Absolutely superb feat to manoeuvre his way out of that situation. Just couldn't quite carve out anything meaningful in the end, as we see Punjab preparing more changes, sticking true to their plan. Seeing a lot of Villa's attacking threat come down this left-hand side in the second half, and I mentioned Patterson. He's been involved.
To Hale. First real part we've seen him play since he's come back on in the second half, and he's dispossessed, and Aston Villa have a chance here. Hemmings with a first-time pass out to the substitute Kedda, who came on for this second 25. Back to their number 8, Simpson, who looks to be popping up on this right-hand side, but in the meantime, it's 2-1, but it's been ruled out. The assistant referee's flag, is it raised? The celebrations from Aston Villa carry on, which suggests Aston Villa find themselves 2 goals up to 1, and it's their main man, Ryan Wilson, who gets a brace. The assistant referee's flag was raised, but then it was marked onside.
Yeah, it's lovely from Brannigan, and then that little flick from Kocher to find Wilson was absolutely exquisite. And he wasn't going to miss from there. I know he missed a chance in the first half, Wilson, but there's his double. And he's been a threat all game. And he was composed in front of goal, just as he was for his first goal. But here come Punjab now. The flag does go up.
And Punjab frustrated. That's 2 times in 30 seconds to a minute where the assistant referees on both sides have waved their flags. The one on the far side, of course, raised his flag temporarily, but Rory Wilson netted it home. Just poked it beyond the goalkeeper. He's now on course for a hat-trick. He's also on course, I'm sure his eyes are wide open, looking at potentially being the Golden Boot winner come Sunday. Aston Villa find themselves back in the lead, and it did come from Sahel getting dispossessed, one of the main men for Punjab. They have an opportunity here. It was struck early, fell to Patterson. Calls for a foul from Punjab, but it's put in. Katsakunya's there, so is Edwards.
Yeah, Kipken in the first instance there tried to swipe at it, tried to get a shot off. I'm not sure that was the best option. He had Singh in support. Not sure why Villa had such a high line. They've got the lead now. Almost been exposed a couple of times.
Edwards. Out to Simpson. Sahel looking to play more defensive than he was in the first half. Sure, we'll still see him attack. It's a poor first-time ball from Shabong, who obviously had such an influence in Punjab's goal and got the equaliser. 10 minutes into this second half, and it's Rory Wilson who secured his brace. And as you mentioned, Ben, what a flick that was from Kocher into the path of Wilson. And that, the technicality we see from English sides and Aston Villa, is a beautiful goal. So technical, and they did it expertly. There again, Wilson with the back heel as he tries to get back in on the action after he just lost out on the ball. Shabong.
Yeah, you said, or I said, I wasn't sure we'd see a better goal than Punjab's equaliser for the rest of the week, but never has there been a better illustration of the technical ability you've been talking about than that Villa goal from Wilson. Again, 3 players involved in the move. So delicate, so intricate. And for players at this level, so inexperienced, obviously, compared to the seniors, to be able to pull off such quality bodes very well for the future at Aston Villa. I just want to see this out now. They allowed Punjab back into it in the first half. And to be honest, they've given up a couple of opportunities since going ahead this time. They've got to be careful.
It does seem more of a steal about Villa this half than there was in the first. They're not giving Punjab any time, suffocating them in their own half. Here is Wilson, tries to turn provider, cleared away quickly by Kipken.
Wilson just trying to pull that back towards the edge of the box. I wondered if he might have been better off going across the face of goal, across the 6-yard box.
Beautifully worked. Visits the palms of the goalkeeper as it was struck by Kedder. Wilson with his arms raised, trying to signal to Borland that he was in space. It was a lovely curved ball, maybe a bit of height on it for Borland. Maybe he wanted it more to his feet, but he improvised it well, or used his head as intended. And Kedder testing Ayush at his near post. The opportunity still alive here for Aston Villa to get a third, and that would really give Punjab a mountain to climb. It's Kocher. Wilson lurking towards that back post, but it had gone beyond the byline before it got to the man seeking a hat-trick.
Brilliant football again from Aston Villa, and it's the same players involved. I feel like at this rate it's only a matter of time before they put this game to bed. Punjab just struggling to play out from the back. They're trying to play football the right way. You have to admire that. That's what these games are for. But they've been caught out a few times now, and it's almost led to goals.
Well, Punjab have made another substitution, and it's one that will probably be positive for them, or they hope. Harmanpreet Singh has come off, but Omang Dodum, their only goal scorer, has come on. But talking about goals, they could get one here, Aston Villa. Good defending from the number 4, Pramveer, as Kadir was lurking, as was Wilson, who'll be beaming with confidence after his display of composure this morning, in fact.
They're living dangerously though, Punjab. You see again, they're still trying to play it out from the back. I still admire that, but again, Aston Villa get it back deep in Punjab territory, and you just feel they will punish at some point.
Hemmings into Wilson, lovely drop of the shoulder as he wins the foul, and it's a very dangerous position here. Aston Villa just outside the D area.
Brilliant feat from Wilson. Got so much to his game, that change of pace. Knew exactly what the defender was going to do, knew he was going to win a free kick. And it's a really good opportunity, definitely a shooting chance, and he's standing over it. He wants his hat-trick.
And you can't blame him. Let's see how his free kick ability fares. Just behind us though, Everton, a few minutes ago, made it 1-0 against their Indian opposition in Mudhoot. Both English sides leading by 1 goal against their Indian opposition. You now have Aston Villa to try and make it 2 goals in front. They caught Punjab off guard. You'd assume they'd have gone for a strike, and Ayush tested at his near post there as Patterson played in a ball very close to Ayush's near post. He had to be careful there.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. Obviously, it was a great shooting opportunity, but they almost carved out something even better there. Patterson's first touch maybe not quite as close control as he would have liked. He wanted to swipe it across the face of goal, just never quite got the chance to do so because of the touch.
Towards that back post. It's Pramveer who heads it away, but Aston Villa keep the ball through Kedar. Loses out by the corner flag.
Again, Punjab just cannot get out. Rarely seen them in Villa territory in the last few minutes.
Now another substitution. Ben Brogio looks to be coming on, so that's interesting. Ben Brogio entering the field of play again. So therefore you'd suggest that Aston Villa, of course, have made their roll-on, roll-off substitutions later than Punjab have, rather than just have some permanently.
Well, it's Kedar that's come off, and he doesn't look too happy about it, so I don't know if that was a planned sub or not, although he does give a high five to the coaches behind the goal there.
Could be coming back from a slight little injury. They maybe want to give him some minutes. He's played the first 15 or so here.
He's moving slightly gingerly, perhaps just a precaution. Like you say, it wasn't in keeping with what Villa have been doing so far with their subs.
But Brogio, left arm raised. He has the duty to put in this corner towards that near post as it's Katsukunya who gets a flick. Back out to the corner taker. Now the skipper. Lovely feet there from Borland as he links up very well with Brogio towards that byline. Punjab look to try and come away with it, but once again, Villa really suffocating Punjab here. Can they seal that move? It's cleared away. It was Kocher with that exquisite assist who looked to try and bend one in. But here are Punjab on the transition. Can it be a second goal? Dispossessed, but it's the first time we've looked right for some time. As they try to get the ball away, but once again, it's the tall frame of Hemmings who just deals with it so well. And mops up any danger.
Villa are in complete control of this game. They're so dangerous going forward. I'm very surprised that they leave themselves so exposed there. The 3-on-2 momentarily for Punjab, just didn't quite have the ability to make it pay, but Villa don't see why they would take that risk unless it's something they're looking to practice, just offering Punjab some encouragement.
There is Kocher, 3 orange shirts around him. And just dropping deep, Borland with a flick. Pramveer clearing it up to take it away from Kocher. That's a fairly awkward clearance. Pramveer helping out his goalkeeper with the clearance. Villa just keep the ball calmly in the Punjab half.
Just the game management that they need to work on. Cost them in the first half. They don't want to let this slip. 3 points would be really important. You see Everton with 3 on the other pitch. As it stands, Villa will want to keep their noses in front in the leaderboard.
Substitution for Aston Villa. On comes number 16, Rodrigo Fortes. As to who comes off, we can see on that far side, played in the middle of the park in the first half, and he looked to play in that right-back role in the second. It's the number 8, Ewan Simpson. What you've made of his performance so far, Ben?
I think he's a really good technical player. I think he's got great ability with his feet. He's got a good cross on him. And he can influence games from deep or further forward. One of several Villa players that have really caught the eye.
Brannigan out to the substitute Fortes, taken to the byline. Sahale.
Silly free kick to give away, completely needless. Just waiting for the contact there. Sahale was drawn in.
Haven't seen much of Sahale in this second half. We said we were excited to see him once he came back on, but I suppose that's really down to the way Villa have defended, the way they've not really given Punjab any time on the ball.
No, their passing has really deceived them second half, Punjab.
Borland playing it low into the number 9, Wilson, eyeing that hat-trick. That had body of block of orange shirts in front of him. Here's Patterson. Quick feet trying to fool the Punjab right back, but he keeps the ball, and it's Kocher! And what a goal that is too, into the roof of the net, and he makes it 3. They're now 2 goals in front, 3-1 up Aston Villa. After a fairly monotone first half performance with glimpses of technical brilliance, they've really ramped it up in this second half, and it's that man there, Kocher, who came on after the half-time break. An exquisite assist for Wilson, and a lovely strike into the roof of the net. Ben, your thoughts?
It all comes from Patterson. It really does. Absolutely brilliant determination to get forward. And again, it's not only just playing the pass there into Brosio, but he gets it back, and he's got the composure to pick out his man. And an expert finish from Kocher, who's been involved a lot himself, and you're really seeing Villa's quality start to show now.
Absolutely. Substitutions have certainly changed the game, and the one substitution is the man we were just talking about, Kocher. Got the assist, he's got the goal. He's made it go from 1-1 to 3-1. His manager will be delighted with him, and he'll certainly be one to look forward to watching over the course of the next 3 days. Could they get back into this Punjab with a mistake? They can! Wow, what a couple of minutes this has been. 3-2 now, and it's Kipgan who now gives Aston Villa something to think about, just as it seemed like Villa were going to run away with it. Punjab come back, just like they did in the first half.
Yeah, Sam Lewis, it's the second time he's made a mistake of that nature. This time, Punjab are able to punish, just as we thought that the game was dead and buried. It's just an individual error. Can't put that down to anything else. Nothing wrong with the game management from the team, which we criticised earlier. It's just Lewis's passing, trying to play out from the back. Both teams have given it away in those areas. But what a lifeline that is for Punjab, who did look out of this.
Great feat from Kipgan as well, to be able to keep that composure and then to take it past Lewis at his near post. Feel very fortunate to have been assigned this game, Ben. I'm able to have seen what's gone on behind us, but you cannot complain with a 5-goal thriller right in front of you, just as you think Aston Villa have got themselves the win. Punjab come back. Of course, it was a mistake from Lewis, as you said. You just saw the press then from Punjab, far more energetic. I suppose we haven't really seen much of the ball in the Aston Villa half. But they're certainly going to be up for this now, and it really makes an exciting final 8 minutes. 2 more substitutions made by Punjab. Those that are coming off are number 20, Yendaramban, and it was number 16, Thangjam, who comes off. Then the players coming on, Karish Joram, number 18, sorry, Zaitleen Turangbram.
Yep, and again, we're going to find out whose policy is the correct one.
Villa making their substitutions late, showing real power in this second half. Of Punjab have just pinned them back though. Villa don't look like they want to stop scoring. It's a threaded ball towards that back post. The man who was influential in that third goal, left back Patterson, just unable to get on the end of that ball.
We really have seen a bit of everything in this game. Clash of styles, clash of approaches on the changes. Brilliant goals, individual errors. Bit of inexperience at times, which is to be expected. And even that ball was a bit dangerous.
I suppose the beauty of these competitions as well, you get to see such an array of talent at such a young age. It's really exciting to see where these players could end up. Floor. Wilson still eyeing a hat trick. Hemmings and ball under the furthest outfield players back, with Patterson too. Lines one up and hits the crossbar. Patterson with a lovely strike. Denied by the woodwork, and Ayush comes up and collects it. Cut out by the most recent Aston Villa substitute, Rodrigo Fortes. Here is Patterson. Just had his effort denied by the crossbar. Be looking to try and get Aston Villa's ball through an assist, but that opportunity is short-lived.
Yeah, it was a good idea there from Sahel, trying to find Dodum. But again, Dodum was just a bit isolated up there, but Sahel looks like he's playing up front with him now for the time being.
Good passage of play here from Punjab as they managed to work it nicely from the centre to the left. Just a lot on that there for Dodum. Able to fetch that pass.
Yeah, if they've put Sahel up front, that's an interesting move, because in my mind his best attribute is carrying the ball from deep, especially in wide areas, but perhaps the coach feels he could take a chance if it presents itself in front of goal.
Cute pass back from Patterson to Borland, just takes out the 3 orange shirts around him. Been one of the only players who's played the whole game alongside Borland, Katsukunya and Wilson.
Yeah, I said just before the free kick that we'd seen everything in this game. The only thing we hadn't seen was a ball rattle the woodwork, and Patterson came so close. He's another one that's caught the eye for me this morning. Travis Patterson, really offensive-minded fullback.
Good work here down this right-hand side through Brannigan. Wilson making the diagonal run, but Brannigan finds Brogio in a bit of room as Ayush comes down low to deny that effort. Found it on target, just couldn't quite find the corner he was intending to.
Yeah, he just tried to open his body up and find that far corner. Didn't quite get enough angle on the finish.
Lewis coming out of his box, head that away. No mistake made there from Sam Lewis.
Back pass, no pressure.
They want this game to end.
Absolutely. Well, it's a good job we've got 3 more days of this football. Been incredibly exciting. Just an altercation going down here on this near side between Patterson and the number 18, Turangbram. Of course, we will be covering Crystal Palace versus East Bengal at 3 p.m. On the other pitch is Stellenbosch versus Tottenham Hotspur, which will be covered by commentators Tyler Morris and Ollie Sassan.
Yeah, Patterson, who's just been booked, he might be in trouble
And
here.
Patterson,
He just received a yellow card.
wow. That will really frustrate Aston Villa.
2 incidents that...
He's having words with the 4th official down on this near side.
They were very close together, very unnecessary moments. And again, I said we had everything. Now we've got a red card. This was, I think that challenge was a result of the frustration from the previous one.
He did look frustrated after that first challenge, and then I suppose that may just show the age, really. The lack of composure to be able to just suck up the first yellow card and not let it impact you emotionally, and he's done just that there. And with his side just being 1 goal up, they're now 1 man down. Punjab will be licking their lips at the thought of an equaliser. Of course, 3.5 minutes to go. And you said this match has had everything. Even if it is a winner, we've got a penalty shootout to look forward to afterwards. So this generally does and has had everything. Sahel foul, well, not foul, he was brought down. He felt he was fouled, but the referee signals for a throw.
Yeah, Wilson just gave him a little shove there. It's getting feisty out there. It's what we want to see. Means a lot to these teams to get off to a good start in this competition.
To work it down that left. Here's Shabong. We know he can play a good pass. Plays it back though this time. Slight miscommunication between the players on that left-hand side for Punjab, but they still work an opportunity. The poor ball into the box though, Ben.
Yeah, just tried to force it in, got right underneath it. Just would have been better off trying to guide it in if he could have found the space to do so. It was a hopeful effort rather than an expectant one. But they got a few minutes, Punjab, to rescue this. What a valuable point it would be. They've competed well in this game, especially in the first half. But it would really be something if they could somehow salvage a point.
Interesting to see how the players get on for the rest of the tournament. You can only imagine they'll become more of a cohesive unit when they're in these camps, especially for Punjab. It's like a little holiday for them, really, where they're around one another for a decent amount of time, especially considering they had a bit of a pre-season too, technically this pre-season tournament. Coming away, beating Tonbridge Angels 4-1. Villa trying to restore that 2-goal lead that was taken away from them very quickly after they made it 3-1 through Kocha. Poor clearance as Borland is it safely to Katsakunya, who of course is got less colleagues with him in that back line now. Here's one of them in Edwards. Out to Fortes. Wilson. Kocha lurking around the box as Wilson takes it round the outside, cuts it back. Good hold-up play there from the number 9. Keeps the ball at his feet. The extent he takes it out of play, Punjab throw.
I think the thing that Punjab will be most frustrated about the second half is how poor they've been playing out from the back, giving it away far too often, and just not been able to release the attacking players at all. They're making good runs further up the pitch. The midfield's been outnumbered. There's a chance though.
Here they come. A darting run by the number 18, Turangbram. Shabong leaps up high against Wilson. Slight size difference there, but it comes away in Aston Villa's favour, and there is going to be another yellow card, this time awarded to the number 10. Kipgun was Punjab's second goal scorer.
Again, normally you'd say this is running the clock down and Villa would just take their time here, but I'm getting quite used to this situation of that not being a factor, and it is a positive in my opinion. Don't want to see time wasting.
And that is full time by the clock, maybe 1 minute too short, but we'll go off the referees. But there is still a penalty shootout to come. What a second half though that was, Ben. We'll be talking about that all afternoon.
We will. Aston Villa, good value for their win in the end. They really started to go through the gears in that second half, showed their quality. A lot of it came through Wilson and a lot of it through Patterson as well, I have to say, who unfortunately saw red. A couple of moments of madness really, but you mentioned Mason Kocher, who got an assist and a goal himself. He will have really caught the eye. Lots to be positive about for Aston Villa. Just think defensively they'll be a bit annoyed with themselves.
Well, this
Conceding a couple of soft ones.
Second opportunity though for Punjab to try and get something from this. They will be taking this seriously. If anything, it puts more pressure on the side that have just lost to try and win this penalty shootout. They don't want to be finishing towards the bottom. Of course, how the format works, the top two will play in the final for first. The last game for third and fourth, we'll battle it out for third, I suppose, and then the same goes for fourth and fifth. Or fifth and sixth, and seventh and eighth. Good maths right there. Both sets of players just having their last team talks before the penalty shootout. Aston Villa will be happy. They'll be fairly annoyed, I reckon, in times at the fact that they weren't able to defend some of Punjab's attacks. You did just see there, or I just saw Sam Lewis having words with one of the head coaches. If anything, the head coach was kind of consoling him. Sam Lewis frustrated. We did mention he did make a few hiccups throughout that game, which costed Aston Villa. But they still came away victorious, which is, I'm sure, what the head coach would have been reminding him, to keep positive. Games come thick and fast over the next few days, so they've got 24 hours until they kick off again.
Yeah, look, ultimately, footballers make mistakes, goalkeepers make mistakes, and when it is goalkeepers that are guilty of them, they more often than not lead to goals. And yeah, he did this a couple of times, as we see now on the replay. Just gifted the ball there to Kipgun, but like you say, they got the win. It's all that matters. Can't get too hard on yourself about an individual error. On the whole, Aston Villa are excellent. And, you know, Sam Lewis had a couple of moments where he dealt with the pressure really well when the ball was played back to him. And it's a clear philosophy that they've got. They play out from the back, play confidently. It's a very popular style of playing out, popularised by the likes of Pep Guardiola, and you see academies so many years later still adopting that style, and certainly easy on the eye. That game in general was very easy on the eye, and hopefully the penalties are just as entertaining.
Absolutely, a great show for what the Next Generation Cup can do, can provide to viewers across the world. Of course, this is being shown live out in India, so good afternoon to those watching.
Yeah, I think those watching from India will be encouraged from what they saw from Punjab. Yes, they've been beaten, but it was a very close game, and they asked a lot of questions of Aston Villa, particularly on the counter-attack. And the flair that we saw, particularly in the first half, from Sahel and Dodum and Shabong at times. I mean, the way they combined for that equaliser in the first half was really something to witness. So hopefully back in India that was enjoyed and celebrated, because really lit up our morning here in Birmingham.
They'll surely be eyeing a World Cup as an international goal at some stage. Their population, they'll be wanting to try and make a statement on the world stage, and you can imagine the phrase star boy is used a lot, but you could certainly see them being fans of the likes of Sahel and Dodum, who had positive games, and now they're now going to try and replicate that positivity in this penalty shootout, as Aston Villa will be taking first. And it's their number 9 who's found the net twice so far this morning here at the Aston Villa training ground. He has a chance to try and slot his penalty home against goalkeeper Ayush. First of how many penalties will he need to face? Right now, it's Wilson who has the responsibility. Kickstart Aston Villa's penalty shootout. Up against Ayush, sends in the wrong way. And Aston Villa make it 1-0. It now falls on the responsibility of Pramveer, the centre-back.
You never doubted Wilson there, did you? Full of confidence after his 2 goals during the game. Picked this spot, struck it cleanly, sent the keeper the wrong way. Perfect start for Villa.
Pramveer with his left, he stutters and he lofts it into the middle. It was like a chip, but a bit more power than a typical Panenka that we've seen.
I think the goalkeeper's saying he kicked it twice. I think he's asking the question of the linesman. It was
Well, let's have a look here.
I think he did. I think it did go on from his left onto his right.
Well, considering we've got the only replay available here, that's down to us. I mean, the linesman is going over to have words with the referee. They're having words here. No VAR, of course. This was the elite Premier League. Would have had a decision.
Yeah, they're all going to come together here to ensure that we get the right outcome.
Just having to go off memory and what they saw.
Yes.
No penalty. No score, at least. Really frustrating for Punjab.
It was a strange run-up and a strange contact. He didn't look comfortable at all, to be completely honest. Stuttering run-up. Made a complete meal of it.
You have to have some good vision, though, to be able to spot that. I mean, maybe it was better from their angles, but even from seeing that, it's not the clearest of images that suggest it came off both feet. But like you said, it was fairly a strange run-up. But here's Borland. It's straight down the middle. And that certainly will count. Aston Villa 2. Now Punjab with a chance to just try creep back into this penalty shootout. They don't want Aston Villa to run away with it in the earlier stages. Punjab, of course, looking to try and get something from this game following their 3-2 defeat. The man to step up, number 23, Harmanpreet Singh. Pressure, but just like that, he sends the keeper the wrong way. 2-1 now, just what Punjab would have wanted after their disappointing start to this penalty shootout. Here's Brogio, who started the game, came off for a brief spell for Kedda in the second half, found himself becoming a finisher and now a penalty taker.
Yeah, and the pressure back on Aston Villa after that really clean penalty from Harmanpreet Singh. Keeps them alive.
Right foot up, and that's a lovely penalty into the bottom corner. Successfully dispatched from Villa's 11 this afternoon.
Yeah, they're making this look very easy. All these penalties from Villa have been very composed. Right in the corner, that one, confidently struck. Wasn't in two minds at all about that one, and the goalkeeper hasn't really got close to anything.
This time it's Manav Singh, another defender. Played in that back three, alongside Pramveer, who Unfortunately, had his penalty ruled out. Try and make it 3-2. Right-footed. That was also another interesting run-up.
Very straight run-up, and didn't really know where it was going to go when it left his foot. Just sort of rolled it down the middle. Not as convincing as some of the Villa penalties we've seen, but they all count and they're still in it. And if the goalkeeper Ayush can just make one save, then they're right back in it.
Penalty shootout so far has replicated this whole idea of the Indian side providing some flair and interest, and the Aston Villa side providing technical brilliance. So far their penalties have been expertly dispatched. India have managed to successfully score 2 of those. Here is Kocha, a lovely penalty. Too high for the goalkeeper Ayush to get to.
That just sums up the quality we've seen from Kocha this morning. Again, the composure, just to sort of guide that into the corner. He was never in doubt. Really clean strike, and Aston Villa have looked really authoritative during this shootout, making it look very easy, which we know it isn't.
This is where those high pressure moments can be really valuable. This especially for Punjab, but Aston Villa, they'll have been in games similar to this in the past. They played in this tournament before. They know what it's like. They're starting to see their expertise ooze through. But here's the skipper for Punjab, and it's into the side netting. 4-3. Punjab taking it right till the end, but it's Aston Villa's chance to score all 5 and to win their first game, to get the win and the bonus points, which will be an incredibly successful morning.
Yeah, that was the best penalty we've seen from Punjab, though, from Shabong. Right in the corner. Cleanest strike we've seen from the Indian side in this shootout.
Cole Brannigan came on, a replacement of Young in the second half, to win it for Villa in the penalty shootout. And he does! He sends the keeper the wrong way. Aston Villa are victorious, 3-2 in the 50 minutes and in the penalty shootout, 5-3. Expert penalties, as we have seen from Villa. Punjab will be left disappointed with that display. It started off on the wrong foot, literally, as Pramveer tried to be clever or show off with the execution, but in the end it ended up being a disaster and setting Punjab on the back foot. So it ends here. Aston Villa 3-2 winners in the 50 and 5-3 in penalties. They've got every point available to them on their first game of the competition. Their next game will be tomorrow at 10 AM against Stellenbosch, the side from South Africa. We'll be back at 3 PM on the same pitch for Crystal Palace versus East Bengal FC.
What a fantastic start to the competition. Really enjoyable game. And even though Punjab have come away with a defeat in both the main game and the shootout, I think they can still take some positives. You know, especially some of those individual performances from Sohail and Dodum, who we've spoken about quite a lot. Just need to work on that playing out from the back. I'm sure they'll have some sessions later on where they do work on that, and they'll be well equipped to compete again tomorrow. But a good showing, even though the result didn't go their way.
So, once again, we're down at pitch side with the presenter, Grant Ibauke, and he is with one of the players of the match, Rory Wilson.
Hi guys, it's Grant Ibauke and I'm back here with the Premier League Next Gen Cup 2024. Aston Villa have just beaten Punjab FC 3-2 and I'm here with the 2-goal man of the match, Rory Wilson. How are you after that performance?
Yeah, good performance. In the first half I thought we were a bit slow to get started, but in the second half I thought we were more like ourselves and managed to get the 3 points, which is the most important thing.
Literally first game and you've already scored 2 goals. Was you feeling sharp? How did you feel knowing that you've got those 2 goals?
Yeah, it's always nice, but I think it's important we start right as a team first and foremost. So to get the 3 points, that was the most important thing.
Facing Indian opposition, Punjab FC, what was different to sort of the level that you've played so far and some of the teams that you've played so far?
They were a good team, to be fair. They made it hard for us. They were a good standard, and then obviously it took us to the second half, right into the end to get the win. So it was important we dug deep right into the end and got the 3 points.
Looking forward in the Next Gen Cup 2024, what have you taken from this performance in order to build on it and move forward in the competition?
Yeah, it's what you want to start like, the first win, and we'll just take it game at a time from here.
I'm going to ask you, a lot of people would say you're a player of the match, but I want you to nominate one of your teammates to be the first player of the match in this Next Gen competition.
I'd say our number 6, Aidan Bolland. I thought he was very good.
Shout out number 6, Ed Bowen? Aidan Bowen. Shout out Aidan, man. Back to the gantry, thank you so much.
Cheers, man.
Well done, man.
Thank you, Grant. That was, of course, the player that scored the brace, Rory Wilson. I'm sure he'll have a very exciting campaign over the next few days. We'll just go over the first 50 minutes of play between Aston Villa and Punjab. So take care, everyone. That was the end of the action. We'll be back here at 3 p.m. for Crystal Palace versus East Bengal. In the meantime, take care, and thank you for joining us for that wonder show between Aston Villa and Punjab FC. Realistically, this is what the competition is all about. It's all about growing these players in certain situations.